He lost everything in one explosion. But what they didn't know is, he's the kind of man who never stops. One father, one mission, no mercy. When justice fails, vengeance rises from the ashes. Stay till the end, because what Kwon does next will leave you speechless. The Foreigner, released in 2017, an intense action thriller with Jackie Chan at its center. Today, we're breaking it down, beat by beat. So sit tight and let the story pull you in. Hey friends, welcome to my channel, Film Paradox. Let's dive right into the story.
We open on a quiet morning. Kwon is taking his daughter out shopping. Just a small trip, nothing unusual. Kwon runs a small restaurant in London. It's modest, steady, familiar. Besides his daughter and Joe, there's no one left in the world for him. Years ago, a terrible accident took his wife and 2 other daughters. Now his little girl is everything. When they arrive at the shop, Kwon steps out early and walks into the neighborhood. There's a nervous energy in the air. A biker speeds away, acting like he's in a rush. Across the street, another car bumps into a parked vehicle. The driver gets out to check the damage. Everyone's distracted. Everything feels ordinary. Then, in an instant, the ordinary shatters. A massive explosion from a bike parked in front of the shop rips through the street. Silence follows the blast like a held breath. Chaos gives way to a heavier, stunned quiet. Kwon's ears are ringing, pain, confusion, but he doesn't think of himself. He pushes past debris and smoke, searching, calling for his daughter. Then he finds her. She's gone. He collapses over her, raw and broken. The scene swallows him whole. Meanwhile, a newsroom is buzzing. Reporter Ian Wood takes a call from someone who claims the bombing was carried out by a group calling themselves the Authentic IRA. The caller warns, if the British government doesn't stop meddling in Northern Ireland, attacks like this will keep happening. Ian brings the tip to his boss, and the newsroom springs into action. Dig into the story, find motives, find the people behind it. Across town, a small circle of men watch the news and celebrate. They know what happened. One says they should move on, get out of town. Another argues the police are searching for Irish suspects everywhere, that staying put might actually be safer. The viewer feels their grim conviction. This was planned. The scene cuts to Belfast, Northern Ireland. Deputy Minister Liam Hennessy is spending time with his girlfriend Maggie when his phone rings, his wife Mary reporting the London bombing. Liam stiffens when he hears the name Authentic IRA. The conversation reveals a marriage under strain. There's distance and old wounds between Liam and Mary. But the political fallout is immediate. Liam's past is a shadow. Years ago, he was part of a similar organization. Now his past is dragged into the present. Back in London, Kwon is a man undone. His only child has been taken in the worst way. He cannot accept it. He cannot live with that death sitting in his chest. Grief sharpens into a single, burning need to find the killers and make them pay. Liam gets a call from Cabinet Minister Catherine Davies. She's pushing for answers, fast. The fact that Liam once had ties to the IRA makes him a focal point. He insists he's done with that life. Still, he arranges a meeting with some of the old IRA members, men who remember the old days. The Authentic name has history. 30 years ago, groups like that were behind bombings, but their goal wasn't random slaughter. Their fight was political. Northern Ireland's future, free from outside influence. Later, many laid down arms and chose peace. Now, someone has used that name again and hijacked that history for violence. Liam tells the group he suspects someone on the inside. The explosives used in London bear a local signature, materials that point back to their shores. He orders everyone to check their armories. Who's missing gear? Which workshops have gaps? Everyone is to report back. The action shifts back to London's counter-terrorism office. Commander Bradley scours CCTV and finds the motorbike that delivered the bomb. It wasn't new. Turns out it had been stolen the day before. Then Bradley's phone rings with another lead. A Chinese man named Kwon has been coming to their office for days, asking questions about the bombers. Kwon's persistence is odd, but it's clear he's desperate for answers. Bradley meets him, tells him the police will find those responsible, asks for patience. But Kwon isn't built for waiting. Kwon offers up everything he has, money, pleading, bargaining, anything to get a name, to find who killed his daughter. He begs Bradley for a lead, a single name. Bradley tries to calm him, assures him the system will deliver justice. But patience does not quiet Kwon's grief. The public promises feel hollow when your child is in a grave. Left to his own devices, Kwon watches Liam on television. An old member of the organization, now a government man. Kwon suspects a connection. He calls Liam and presses him for the bombers' names. Liam repeats the same line. He has no ties now. He doesn't know who did it. Kwon doesn't believe him. So, Kwon goes to Belfast. He shows up at Liam's office and confronts him face to face, demanding names. Liam denies it again, tells him to leave. Kwon walks away, but he doesn't walk home. He goes to a nearby hall and assembles a small, crude bomb. It detonates without killing anyone, but the message is clear and terrifying. Liam is rattled. Quan calls, threats threaded through his voice, and demands that Liam find his daughter's killers. The pressure spikes. Liam lashes out, furious at the accusation and the danger it brings, and orders his men to find Quan, dead or alive. Men fan out. They track down Quan's address and launch an operation to capture him. Quan fights. He's cornered, but he's not caught. He fights his way out and escapes into the night. When Liam learns his men failed to take Quan, fear pushes him one step further. He takes Mary and retreats to their farmhouse, searching for safety, for control. The tension tightens. Two wounded men, one grieving father turned avenger, one a politician with a violent past, are now on a collision course, and nothing will be the same. Liam knows the walls are closing in. The bombs, the politics, the suspicion, it's all tightening around him. Desperate, he calls his nephew Sean, a former soldier from the Royal Irish Regiment. Sean is tough, trained, and loyal. When Sean arrives in London, Liam sends him straight to Commander Bromley, hoping to convince the British authorities that his people aren't behind the bombing. If they can't clear their names, Liam knows the government will bury them. But while Liam plays defense, Quan is always one step ahead. He spies on Liam, snapping photos of him with his mistress Maggie, and sends them straight to Liam's phone. The message is clear. I'm watching you. I know where you hide. Liam realizes even his farmhouse, his so-called safe haven, isn't safe anymore. Meanwhile, Sean sits across from Bromley in London, insisting his uncle's innocent. Maybe, he argues, an old IRA member betrayed them. Maybe the bombing came from a ghost of the past. But Quan isn't buying excuses. He sneaks into Liam's farm and detonates another homemade bomb, blowing up a storage shed. No casualties, just a warning. Mary, Liam's wife, panics. She wants out. She decides to head back to London, and Liam sends his trusted man Nick to protect her. Quan doesn't stop. The next day, he ambushes one of Liam's cars, injuring one of his men. Liam finally snaps. Enough warnings, enough humiliation. He orders every soldier he's got into the woods to hunt Quan down. But Quan isn't just some grieving father. He's a ghost of war, a man who learned in Vietnam how to turn the jungle into a weapon. His traps spring one by one, dropping Liam's men like flies. None of them stand a chance. Liam realizes he needs someone highly trained, someone who knows how to survive in the wild. He needs Sean. But the rot goes deeper. In London, Mary meets secretly with Hugh, one of Liam's old comrades, and we see the cracks widening. There's betrayal, secrets, and old grudges. Mary confesses her hatred for Liam. Years ago, men killed her brother, and instead of revenge, Liam handed them to the police. To her, that was weakness. To her brother's killers still breathing is a wound that never healed. Back at the farm, Liam learns something chilling. Quan isn't just any man. He's ex-US Army, a veteran of Vietnam, a survivor of the jungle. Fighting him on his terms, practically suicide. Still, Liam digs deeper. He discovers Hugh's armory is missing materials, the same type used in the London bombs. When pressed, Hugh denies direct involvement, but openly admits he supports the bombers. He doesn't want the British tightening their grip again. He mocks Liam for hiding from a Chinaman while cowering in his farmhouse. And he knows far too much about Mary's secret hotel hideout, knowledge he shouldn't possibly have. Suspicion grows. That night, Quan makes his boldest move yet. He slips into Liam's home, puts a gun to his head, and demands the names of the bombers. Liam begs for time. Quan gives him 24 hours, no more. Meanwhile, Bromley's team identifies a crucial clue. The bomber on the motorbike, the one from the first explosion, had a burn scar on his hand. They scour databases, trying to match the mark. And then, the mask drops. Maggie, the mistress, steps off a bus and hops onto the back of a bomber's bike. Moments later, that same bus explodes, killing dozens. Maggie isn't just Liam's secret lover. She's part of the cell. Another attack, same explosives, same signature. Now, the pressure is unbearable. Both Catherine Davies and Bromley call Liam, threatening him outright. 48 hours to deliver the bombers, or he's finished. The British government, the terrorists, and Quan, they're all closing in. As the news tightens, Liam learns the truth piece by piece. Maggie, real name Sarah, seduces journalist Ian Wood and plants a device in his laptop. The bombers are building something new, smaller, sleeker, deadly. A device that can slip inside a laptop battery undetected, even at airport security. Finally, Liam corners Hugh at gunpoint. When Hugh refuses to talk, he shoots him in the leg. Bleeding, broken, Hugh gives up the names. Liam reels when he sees Sarah's name on the list. And then, the ultimate betrayal. His wife, Mary. She orchestrated the whole thing. With Hugh's help, she used Liam's old organization as a cover, framing him while taking revenge for her brother's death. Rage and heartbreak collide. Liam executes Hugh on the spot and sends the names to Bromley. In the woods, Sean tracks Quan, but Quan strikes first, overpowering him and leaving him bound. When Sean finally gets free, Quan spares him, but only after extracting the list of bombers. Sean returns to Liam, furious and humiliated. Worse, Liam confronts him about the affair with Mary. He admits it, but the bigger revelation is Mary's betrayal. She sold Liam out. She helped mastermind the attacks. Liam orders Sean to kill her, then disappear to New York for good. Sean obeys. Mary is executed. Meanwhile, the final stage unfolds. Bromley and his team close in on the bombers, surrounding their hideout. But before the raid, Quan moves in first. He slips inside under the guise of checking a gas leak, then unleashes hell. Hand-to-hand combat, chaos, blood. One by one, the bombers fall. Quan kills them all, avenging his daughter at last. By the time the authorities storm in, it's over. The bombers are dead. Only Sarah survives, tortured into revealing the next planned attack. The final device is intercepted at the airport before it can detonate, saving countless lives. When it's all done, Quan returns to Liam. He forces him to post incriminating photos of Sarah online, tying her to the bombing cell. Liam has no choice but to comply. Quan vanishes back into the shadows. He walks into his restaurant, scarred but standing. Outside, a quiet police officer watches, phone in hand. He knows everything. He knows Quan already delivered his justice, and he lets him go. And that's how The Foreigner ends. A father's grief turned into vengeance, a web of betrayal torn apart. Justice in its rawest, darkest form. If you enjoyed this breakdown, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more thrilling movie recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.